Mother, there's too many.
It's 14:30. We are so blessed today to have a special guest, Mr. Charles H. King. He's a gentleman that I met locally here in Covington, Georgia. He has a book for children. Chas Shares Values. And it's very important because Lord knows we need our children to have values, Ms. Marlene.
Yeah, I agree.
So, with no further ado, we welcome Mr. Charles H. King. Glad to have you here today.
It's a blessing to be here, and the fact that God has a purpose, and maybe that's why I'm here today.
No, maybe.
That's right.
To share the message in which He's put upon my heart to try and deliver in a way that I continue to hear His voice and telling me the next step to take.
How did you get started? I mean, I've done a little research. Military man.
Yes.
Serves our kind. Thank you for your service.
Oh, you thought I would have knew that. I came here in my camouflage. You know it's not real camouflage. You probably like, oh, there go another one.
But thank you for your service. How did you get here? And I see you're from Green Bay, huh?
Yes, I am. I lived in Green Bay about 34 years.
Wow.
Well, when you're in Rome,
Jews are Roman
Okay.
too.
That's right. That's right.
but it was just interesting. My path and my walk had took me to Green Bay,
Okay.
and I was working with Procter & Gamble and retired, and was looking for some things to fill my time, and it actually led me down a lot of different roads, and then I was guided to a couple of boards, Partners in Education, the Green Bay Chamber of Commerce, Ambassadors Club, Board of Directors, Advanced Economic Board. And in those boards, Partners in Education was having a board meeting, and there were several school principals that came in, and they were expressing their concern about the behavior of the young people, elementary through high school.
Okay.
And this was one of the factors that inspired me to pursue this book and other things, music and the calendars. And so I'm just continuing to move forward.
Wow. Do you have children yourself?
3 children, a son and 2 daughters, and they all live in the Atlanta area.
They're grown.
They're grown.
They're grown.
Wow.
So you got grandchildren?
No grandchildren
Okay.
yet.
Yet. You heard that, y'all? Yet.
Maybe one day soon. Question: What inspired you to do the book? What inspired you? What brought it out for you to want to create the book and do the book?
One was the school principals had mentioned the concern about the children, and after I left, I was just thinking about this over and over, off and on, for the next 2 or 3 days, and then I started putting pieces together. I said, well, I said, I'm in my 60s. I said, what was it that kept me on the straight and narrow? I haven't been an angel, but at least I've been able to find the words and know God's presence so that I could do some work.
That's right.
So
That's deep.
What I started doing was thinking about values and honesty, respect, and these were all things that our parents and the community was engaged in. And I guess when I say that, we have to think about what have you read, who have you seen, what has been reflected to you. So all of these things, it comes back to the consciousness of yourself and how you receive that information, process it, and understand whether or not it's good or bad for you in making the right decisions.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is something that like a lot of adults could benefit.
Okay. And I like the fact that he's getting the kids, because when you get them young, then hopefully, prayerfully, they'll grow up to be adults with values. Because when you look at what's going on now, I think values just went out the window, and the worse, and I want to say the more degrading, the more horrific it seems like our society bigs it up. You know what I mean? Like when I look at these reality shows and just stuff that's on the media, the World Star Hip Hop, they promote videos, people are fighting and they get all these likes. And now something like this with values, like you said,
we should be promoting this.
You should be promoting that, because I don't want to see my daughter,
it's a positive message,
carrying on a certain way, or my boy child, because I'm from South America, and I don't know why they have a tendency to say, oh, how you raise your boy child is different than the way you raise your girl child. I'm like, no, in God's eyes, they're all his children. So values like this would do well for both genders.
That's true.
And get them while they're young, so that we don't have this society of adults that's just doing craziness and thinking it's okay.
I have a question. Who is Chas, and how did you come up with the title of the book?
Chas is I had a, what do you call it? a term that when I had incorporated, it says that Chaz, the words "you gotta love it," which is actually a combination of words and Chaz. You gotta love it is a symbol of saying you love life. In order for you to bring those values into your life, you have to love yourself.
That's right.
In order to make that happen. So the Chaz is a fancifully design of a child with mischievous designs, with eyes and a mouth, legs, and a jumping position. Body has 4 dashes on the left side and 5 dash marks on the right side, with 2 antennas above his eyes. And it's symbolic of your inner inner self.
Yeah, that looks like me. That's pretty good. Let me tell you something. One of the things that caught me is the silliness of it and the colors, and that's all me. Like, and I tell people that a lot of times. I said, why is it that when you become an adult, the good things that made you feel well as a child, you have to push that aside? And that just bring a warmness and a fun and a fuzziness. One of the things I think he was trying to, what I would want to know, is Chaz an acronym for anything, or is just the name you created?
Well, everything I guess has a purpose. About maybe 15 or 20 years ago, there was a gentleman at work that used to always come in and call me Chaz.
Wow! There you go.
And I was, I had at that time I had never heard the term Chaz before, and I said, why do you keep calling me Chaz? And he said, well, when I looked in the phone book, your name was Chaz King, not Charles King.
Wow.
And there's a whole story behind the little guy, because working at Procter & Gamble, we had to have locks to lock out certain equipment when there were issues. And they had to put your clock number on that. And as the lady was putting the clock numbers on, she started designing different characters for different people that she knew was in the department.
Wow. Okay.
So my lock had this little character on it when I got my lock, and I said, "Oh,
wow!"
And so over the years, when I got ready to retire, I said, I kind of like this little guy.
I was going to say, he has to like it. He has to like it. And you also have to like the name. Like, you know how when you're growing up, you have a nickname or something that your family calls you as a fond name. So I'm thinking the fact that you kept this, it gave him a good feeling. Yeah, it gave you a good feeling. Cool.
Very good, very good. We're going to get to a little bit more music. We're listening to Lunch with Landis every Wednesday here on WGFS 1430. We might have some surprises coming soon on YouTube, I think. That's all I'm going to say. And we're also on TuneIn Radio. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. Lunch with Landis on WGFS 1430. Yes, you're listening to Lunch with Landis on WGFS 1430. Ms. Marlene, we got so much technology. I don't know what to do today, girl.
We tripping up. We got what? We got the Facebook in, the tune in.
You can reach us on Facebook. Thanks to the staff here at WGFS. Me and Marlene asked a couple of questions, and they gave us everything.
Okay.
Miss
It's like that'll learn you.
Ann has blessed us with too much stuff now. But thank y'all so much at WGFS 1430. Lunch with Landis Show. We got Marlene Laugh. She's here. Her show is Real Talk Radio.
Saturdays 4 to 6.
Saturdays 4 to 6.
Real Talk.
Real Talk. Real Talk. And we're blessed to have Mr. Charles H. King here. This show is sponsored by Stevens Development Group. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, you can reach out to them at 678-929-7341. You can reach out to Anika Dickens or Yela Stargell at 678-929-7341 if you're looking at buying or selling a home. We're going to get a little bit more into Chas values. Glad to have Mr. King here. Mr. King, question. We talked about the book, the values, something that all of us need. And it's a blessing that you're addressing this early with our children. When you came up with the title, what was on your mind, and what message in your book you want the readers to grasp from your book?
Well, when I first started out, I was trying to figure out what was real simple to make a connection with the kids. And the original title was going to be The Choices We Make Every Day.
Okay.
And as we started looking at those values itself, then the decision was to make it real simple and says Chas shares values. So we're actually just sharing the values that has made us who we are today.
That's deep. What are your current projects? Are you working on other books? Is there other books to read? Let me start by saying this. There's a calendar.
Yes, 2016 calendar.
Okay, here we go, y'all.
All right.
Show in the back.
2016 calendar. It says, we are talking about values. Take initiative, manage change, remain objective. I like that. We have another board here. Tell us a little bit about your board.
The board just explains primarily what the book itself, the information that it's conveying, and that's Chas Shares Values introduces children to the character Chas. Each of the 10 colors on Chas' body represents a different personal value to be used as a building block to help them grow personally. Each value defined, illustrated, and includes simple action steps that can be used in daily life. The illustrations with Chas in every scene helps children understand that values are a part of each of us. The color value connections serve as a great memory tool. You gotta love it.
Gotta love that.
You gotta
love that. And a good brother, a deep brother, somebody who cares and somebody who gets it. I wish more, Marlene, why don't we have more of this? We always talking about the bad stuff in the community and the things that are going on. Why don't we have more people who care? I mean,
I wish I had if I had the answer for that, I don't know, but I think what we're doing now is a great step in the right direction to promote. When you find people who do stuff like this, you promote it and you spread the word. I'm definitely going to spread the word. I know you are.
Well, can I interject? This is, hindsight is always 100%. And, over the years, I've looked at different things concerning values. And it took me 12 years to complete the book.
Wow.
Every time I hear somebody write, they said all these years it was in them.
Right.
But I guess you won't want to put it out until it's perfect.
I know.
Well, I think a lot of times it's about your experiences too. And whatever your experiences is, well, I say it like this. How can you tell me about something if you haven't experienced it?
True.
That's true. That's true.
The reason I paused for a second was when I think about when the Vietnam veterans came back to this country, just think about how many soldiers came back and was never recognized as a man or a person.
Wow.
And to me, those men just kind of melted into the fabric of this country. And when you think in terms of the late 70s, there was, to me, a deterioration of values in all areas. We allowed more of the cursing on TV and radio.
Oh, you're right.
It just went on into the school systems. We allowed policemen in our schools to try to control kids. And in the past, we had a school counselor, the principal, and we had the parents there working together to talk to the student to aid in the development that they could come up with a resolution rather than a fingerprint and in jail.
I like that.
So
I like that.
We need to get the values back.
We definitely need to get the values
Well, maybe
back.
that's the kind of an answer right there. No one is promoting this because then you can't. I've always said it. The judicial system, the correctional facilities, it's about making money. Why would you really want to eliminate certain behaviors if you can make more money from it? You know what I mean? Why would I want to teach children from young to respect, to honor, to obey, with all that they want to be individual? There are certain core values that God has instilled in parents to instill in their children. And I'm one of those moms. I'm a Christian mom. So don't tell me the system, don't tell me that I can't discipline my child, because I'm going to do it in a loving way. You understand? By implementing these values that's in this book. But then when you do spank, you pull in the system and you want to create a whole nother vicious cycle. Now mom is in there and then you want to pull the kids into foster care, and then it's just all a money-making business. So
I know when I worked at the court system, so many of the programs were reactionary. They weren't before
prevention. My grandmother said prevention is a cure.
That's right. And for so many times, programs like this could have saved the family all that heartache, even getting involved in the court, even before they came to the court. So school systems, court systems, boys and girls clubs, how your doors should be burning down as far as what you're doing and them approaching you. How can people reach out? How can people reach out to you if they want a book, if they want you to come and lecture, if they want you to do a workshop for teachers? How can they reach out to you?
Well, I have a phone number, and I'm trying to fix which one I should use.
Give us the website. Give us the website.
I've got www.chaschoices.com, and also I'm on Facebook with Chas Values. And you can go there. There's information. There are resources and organizations that I have listed that are throughout the United States. Especially there's one in Canada, and it gives a breakdown on a process of each one of the values and how you can implement showing and teaching someone about the values.
Are you open and available to talking to others, to talking to school systems to police departments
yes,
to educate those who are out there serving others?
yes. In the past, I've been associated with the World Youth, the World, the Youth World Dallas Learning Center.
Mhm.
I was there in 2014 and talked to about 300 or 400 kids. I was at St. Norbert's College in Green Bay,
Okay.
and I had a talk with the juniors and seniors of the college around the value system, and that particular talk was on what it's like to be black in Green Bay, and that was a lead-in for me to look at the value systems and show them that it's not about the race; it's about the values that you carry and how well you communicate as an individual. And also, there was a book signing in Green Bay in 2014. I was at the Garden District bookshop in New Orleans,
Okay.
and also at the daycare center here on Brown Bridge Road, where I gave a talk there. Also at the barbershop on Georgia 20. Can't remember the name of it, but I gave a brief talk there for a book signing here in Conyers.
Very good, because what we want to do is we want to create a buzz when somebody's doing something positive out there. Everybody that knows somebody, please reach out. The website again is www.chaschoices.com. www.chaschoices.com. As far as buying the book as well, you guys are on Amazon?
Yes, we're on Amazon.com.
Mhm.
And also, I just recently got a put that at information saying that Chas Shell's values will be available for special order at more than 600 Barnes and Noble stores and online at barnesandnoble.com.
Wow. Please make sure that you pay attention. Patronize our brother here, Mr. Charles H. King. www.chaschoices.com. The book is Chas's Values. Chas shares values. There's a calendar. Can they buy the calendar as well?
You can buy the calendar.
Okay. There's a nice calendar here. Wonderful book. Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble. Please reach out to them. Mr. King, it's been a blessing to have you here today. I know we went over a little bit, but it's been a blessing to have you here. Can you tell us anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say today?
I just wanted to emphasize the colors on
go
the
right
Chas
ahead. Tell us about the colors.
It says the choices we make every day. Respect is green.
Okay.
Responsibility is blue.
Okay.
Honesty is red.
Okay.
Leadership is brown. Decision making is yellow. Positive attitude is purple. White is wellness. Orange is motivation. Cooperation is purple. And the last thing is his mouth, and that's black in communication.
Wow. Marlene, I love the fact that brown is leadership. Y'all hear that out there, y'all?
We already
know. Mr. King, you have been a blessing to be here. Can you stick around with us a little bit longer and talk about a couple of the topics that we got coming up?
Sure.
Thank you for coming. Lunch with Landis on WGFS. We can get into a little bit more music and we'll take it from there. Landis on WGFS 1430 every Wednesday here from 12 to 1. We are blessed to have Mr. Charles H. King with us. Miss Marlene is here, and Charles has his marketing manager here, Mr. Mike Carmichael. Glad to have you guys here. Glad to have everybody in the studio today. Thank you for all that you guys do, and that you've been doing and listen to our radio show. Advancing, doing great things, doing big things. I told you big things were to come, and they are. We're going to get into a little news.
Bringing you today's news. Hot off the press with Landis and Marlene.
That's our news sounder. A little news today. It's sad news. I saw this a couple of days ago, and it really struck me. I was talking about it last night, and it actually bothered me. It didn't strike me. It bothered me. Apparently, there was a police chase this weekend where a Miss Dorothy Smith Wright, and her two children, Cameron Coster and Layla Partridge, were killed when an SUV that was being chased by the police plowed into their car Sunday morning as they drove to church. And that bothered me for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a blessing that this grandmother is taking her grandkids to church early in the morning, and taking time to spend time with them. And it's been said that the police was chasing a young man as he was fleeing. The car, they said, took flight and ran into them and killed them.
Wow.
And it goes back to, we always talk about police involvement in here. And once again, I will say this hand in hand again. Every police isn't bad. The majority of police officers are good people. But we got to make positive decisions in what we do. You got to be thinking on what you're doing out there. I used to work, like I said, in law enforcement, and I know what they go through. I've worked probation. I've seen it, seen the cases, seen it. But at what point are you chasing somebody on Sunday morning in downtown Atlanta, as crowded as it is, as crowded as it could be? I mean, I don't know what to say. And it just breaks my heart that this lady and her grandkids are gone, and we're talking about values today. We're talking about, making positive decisions, but we as adults too have to make positive decisions as well. It can't be all lock them up,
by any means necessary.
Yeah, this is the wild, wild west. It's not. And we've said that time and time again. I know sometimes decisions are made at the moment, and I get it. I mean, I've had friends who are officers. They go beside a building at 2:00 in the morning. You don't know if somebody has a knife, gun, or an AK-47. You don't know. So you have to be able to make those split decisions. But with that said, I think a lot of times decisions are made, and then things are kind of thought about afterwards. You know what I'm saying? On some occasions. So, and I know that's what they're talking about right now with the parents. And we have Mr. King here, and I want to kind of put him on the spot. As far as what can we do to teach grown folks values and I more positive about how can we definitely we have to teach our kids, but how can we move our parents and people to be more caring and more responsible and have more values and represent everything on this board: respect, responsibility, honesty. Grown folks need this too.
Well, I think it's a big task, but it's not impossible.
That's right.
Everything is possible, and as I've learned, that words are the most powerful thing in this universe. Using the right words can move a mountain.
Wow.
And we have to make sure as a community and as a city and even as a nation that we remain constant in our vigilance to say that we know an entity that's stronger than anything else on earth. And that I'll leave as the message.
That's deep. That's deep. And it's true. It's true. I mean, thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, we wouldn't be anything. We wouldn't be anything. We wouldn't be nothing. I know I wouldn't be nothing. And
okay, I got a question because I'm sitting here. I got a question.
Go right here.
What happened to? Because like I was saying behind, I want to know the procedure. You know, I always want to know what's the procedure. When, like I was saying, when I was auxiliary police officer and you ride with the police department, one of the questions, because you know I was younger back then, I was like, are we going to do a police chase? Are we going to do a police chase? And they were like, no, we don't do that anymore. And I said, why not? And they said once they invented or improved the technology with the mobile hand units and stuff like that, they had no need to do police chases because they realized that it put the community
at risk.
So I will radio ahead, and I will radio, and it will be a relay effect until we catch them, or unfortunately in some cases we may not catch them now.
That's right.
You understand? We may follow up with damage on a car or what a suspect looks like, but we will not put the community in needless endangerment to catch a suspect who obviously has no value on his life or anyone else's life behind him. So that's what I would want to see implemented, because I have a 6-year-old daughter, one of 3 children, and my heart is extended to that family. I can't imagine what they may be going through to lose a child, but then to lose a child that way and a grandmother. So you lose 2 people, and you lose them at the hands of, unfortunately, the agency who is there to protect and serve. I don't want to slight the police department in any way. For one, I got to walk up out of here, and I don't want to get harassed. No, I'm only playing.
Most officers are good.
It is what it is. I don't want to be a target, so I love the PD. No. But all jokes aside, like, I can't imagine what it is to do that job. And my hat's off. And I said, like, I offer prayers continually to the police department, to the families, because when I got to go in my house at night, I'm scared, but I got to go in. I can't imagine what it is to be pursuing someone, right, or just to make a traffic stop, and you just want to stop them because they have a busted tail light or they made an illegal turn, and now you got a felon, on the run. So I'm not throwing shade or minimizing the job. I just would like to see it done better. And if that's not the procedure, then it needs to be, or in-service training needs to be done or something, because you can't take back the 2 lives that are lost, but you sure could avoid any more lives being lost needlessly that way.
And 2 other quick topics. We're going to talk about one other quick topic, and we're going to finish it up today. And listen to Lunch with Landis on WGFS 1430. You're live with Landis and Marlene and special guest Charles H. King today. The other question is, it's important, it's more of a statement. It's very important for us to pay attention to local elections. And that's going to come around really quick. You got the primaries coming around. I know everybody's into Trump versus Cruz and Bernie Sanders versus Hillary. But I will tell you, dollar for dollar, your everyday lives are effective at the local level. When it comes to state and county and city politics, that's kind of the determination of what goes on your day to day.
And that's true. I heard on the radio this morning, I was shocked that they said 10% of college graduates did not realize that Judge Judy was not one of the Supreme Court judges. Hello. Now, if you don't know that, do you really know who's locally? I was like, no. I mean, I know she is fierce, but to think she is one of the other judges, they need to step their games up or something. No, we got to be informed. You're right.
I have been planning chairman for this county, Newton County, Georgia, for about 7 years, 6, 7 years. And there have been times where $1 million decisions were made, and not one person was in the audience. So it's important that, and it's not that the staff did a wonderful job of getting the word out. It's just people don't come out to listen, to understand, to know what's going on in their community. A lot of times they don't voice their opinion on what's going on. So when things happen and they're upset, it's after the fact.
I know I'm gonna pay attention, because whenever vote comes out to give that $1 million grant to that minority woman of color, first-time business owner, I will be front and center, and the only one in the well, I was gonna say congregation, like I was in church, praise the Lord, but I will be the only one present and win it by unanimous votes. Thank you. So go ahead, let them keep missing out if they want to.
I'm telling you, it's something else.
Landis, I wanted to mention one thing that we were talking about the police department. I wanted to bring this up. And it's just like the military service people.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes we need to tell the police officer when he's close to you to say, thank you for your service.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And we do. Me and Marlene have done that definitely. Because I know how it is. Like I said, I've seen it, and I applaud them. And I will. And I know I'm gonna get killed for this, but I would say about 85%, even 90% of officers are excellent people. They're saving lives. They're doing things that nobody would ever want to do. It's like with school teachers. Same thing with them. They get such a bad rap. Majority of teachers are busting their butt to do everything they can do to help our children. I've always been of the opinion that it's up to us to teach our kids. The teachers are just to continue what's supposed to be going on at home.
I agree.
And so many times it's just the other way around. But we're running out of time. Wonderful day today. Mr. Charles H. King, wonderful, wonderful guy. How can they reach you again?
920-569-9368.
Okay, and on Facebook, Chas Value, www.chaschoices.com. The book is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Check out my partner in crime. Her show, Real Talk, comes on
Saturdays 4 to 6. Real Talk Issues.
Please listen. Please listen to her show.
And
check her out.
The book is also at the monastery on Highway 212.
The book is also at the monastery.
He got it at the monastery.
Hey,
you know it had to pass the values here. What? You in connection with the big boys? I'm sorry. What?
This show is sponsored by Stevens Development Group. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Metro Atlanta area, please reach out to them at 678-929-7341. Once again, it's 678-929-7341. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Mr. Carmichael, for being here. Support. Please listen to Marlene. What's the topic this weekend, Marlene?
I got nope. They got to listen to find out. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Real Talk Issues with Bible solutions.
Hey, thank y'all for listening.
That's right. You've just been listening to Lunch with Landis Stevens and Marlene Labs. Hope you made today better. But until next time, we out of here.